Yo, what's up, guys? It's Matt, aka GamerBro, here with Hylian for the long-awaited Booster Course Pass tier list video. It's sorry this was so late. We had stuff happen. Jaden Slime won't be joining us because he's life going on, whatever. But we are here to at least do it because we want to get the video done. And if you'd like to join in the future, possibly be a guest in a future episode, join the Discord in the description. You can join us for Mario Kart or whatever other topics you might like. All right. Anyways, first up, Tour Paris Promenade. Oh yeah, sorry.
It's the Golden Dash Cup.
Yep.
Wow.
Or as I call it for short, just the Dash Cup, because they broke the trend of every cup having a one-word name.
Yep.
Actually,
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about Paris. Like, it's a good track.
I'm gonna move mine up before I say my ranking. I just realized I actually
You're all
like
good.
it a bit more than I thought.
So it's pretty basic for a tour track. I think it doesn't do anything bad. I think it's pretty tame, pretty easy to start out with. I put it in my B tier.
Oh, and discretion warning, there's going to be probably a lot of tour bias coming from me, everyone watching, so if you don't like it, because I love these tracks. I originally had it in B, but after thinking about it, I actually put it in A, because even though it's simple, I love that the first two are the same, and then it only changes on the third lap. It's still the only tour track to do that. So I'm fine putting
it in A.
Yeah. It's one of those ones now I think is still pretty popular despite it being the first track. And its simplicity is...
It's simple, it's pretty to look at.
Yeah, the music is nice. It's simple because it was one of Tour's earliest ones, but the way they made it work in this game was perfect.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Let's go with A.
Oh boy. Next up, the controversial track of the whole DLC, 3DS Toad Circuit.
I'm gonna let you go first because I know you're gonna have nicer things to say about this than I will.
So here's the weird thing too, is I always liked Toad Circuit, but lately in the Boost Course Pass, I've had so much fun with it. I don't know what it is, but every time I race on it, I just have I kind of smile a little bit. It's just fun. I don't know. Despite that, I still kind of kept it where I usually put starter tracks on the tier list in B, but it's literally top of B. It's really fun. I think it's great.
This is in my bottom 4 for the entire Booster Course Pass. This track is boring. It's a nothing burger. It doesn't do anything bad. It doesn't do anything good either. The only memorable part is the glider section over the top, and that's it. It's a harmless track. It's technically not a bad track, but it does absolutely nothing. At least the tracks I don't like make me feel something. This one I feel nothing about. So I'm if it has to be...
Even the ones below it make you feel something still?
Oh, they make me feel angry.
So those ones are more just they make you angry. They're not necessarily that they're bad.
Oh yeah, there's 3 below this one that we will get to, one a lot sooner than the others. But
you're just at least Toad Circuit doesn't make me angry.
If it gets picked online, I'm just okay, this is gonna be a boring next 3 minutes. But I don't complain. I play it. So I'm if it will balance out and see, I'm assuming, so I'm fine with that.
It's weird too, because I probably would have put it lower too, but in the recent years, after all the tracks releasing too, every time I played I'm why is this just so enjoyable?
But see, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at every single track that came with this DLC, and all of these bring joy. They're fun. They're creative. And then there's just Toad Circuit.
To be honest, I think they want to do it because they wanted to have a starter track anyway, but I also think they picked this one because it's essentially Tour's starter track as well. It's literally the first track you do.
It makes sense.
If you're gonna have a Tour-themed DLC, you gotta have the first track you ever play in Tour. The tutorials on this track.
I have to complain about it just because I have to complain about it.
Fair.
If they made the grass a little prettier.
I was gonna say graphics. I don't think should be a factor in that because we know how
No.
controversial that
Yeah,
is, and it's
no.
about the gameplay, not the graphics. But
Yeah.
to be fair, I think it's because it was done by a smaller team, and when the Wave One came out, they kind of like weren't in the groove yet, and then it got better as it went. So it's whatever.
It
But
could have been worse. It could have been Figure Eight Circus from DS.
which still, for some reason, was not in Mario Kart 8. I'm just saying. If you were gonna bring it
Yeah.
back, that would have been like the perfect time. I kind of hope
Oh, we'll get
it's
it.
the first.
We'll get it
I
one of
kind of
these
hope it's the first
days.
retro of Mario Kart 10. I'll be honest. I think it'd be
Oh,
cool to see it come back. It's
I
going to
don't
at
want to
some
see.
point. It's going to come
I
back at some point.
know. I
That's
don't.
inevitable.
But I'm gonna complain when it does.
Who knows? Maybe they'll make
I,
it good.
we'll see.
What if they gave it? What if they gave it Mario Kart 8 Mario Circuit treatment,
If they
like anti
really
gravity
change the,
twisty? Eh.
if they do that, then great. I love it. Otherwise, it's again, it's just nothing to me.
We got another circuit from DS instead, though, which is better. So anyway, so that works out.
Agreed.
Anyways, yeah, Toad Circuit B. I mean, to be fair, you're more generous to it than most people are. Most people say #1 worst track. Putting it at
It's the number
fourth
4 worst track.
worst is pretty generous still compared to most people. So
Just to give a little hint, I've got a Wave 1 track, a Wave 2 track, and a Wave 5 track in my bottom below
oh
it.
wow, so every wave has almost every wave has a dud in there.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but they all can't be winners.
Okay, next up, N64 Choco Mountain.
I like
I
this one.
put this in B as well.
Same.
Yeah, kind of like it's kind of like average. I get like it's not like a hard course. It's not easy, but it's nice. And the remake, which is the Tour remake, is so good. I love that it's not just a tiny little tunnel. It's like an actual cave you go through now.
See, and the
I
thing is, and
love that.
I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna make no sense given how highly I rated it. I forget this one's in the game
No,
constantly.
no, I do too sometimes, but I think it's just because of how many other amazing tracks are in the DLC that
Exactly.
it overshadows Choco Mountain, which is
Like
kind of
it'll
sad.
pop up
But
sometimes, and I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. I can't wait to play that one. I forgot it was in the
I
game.
love
Nice.
the remix they did for this, though. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah, we only got two N64 tracks, but they picked two of the best possible ones, so this was a good
True.
one. I remember everyone freaking out when they saw how Tor remade the track, and it feels like a whole. It literally feels like if Mario Kart 8 remade it. Like that's the thing.
Honestly.
Some of them literally were like, no, these were the Tor remakes, but they felt like Mario Kart 8 remakes.
Yeah. And some tracks did it better than others. I think overall, the Booster
Yeah.
Course Pass did pretty well in terms of making these tour tracks actually play well in 8. There's a couple that I think are a little bit wonky,
Yeah.
but
To be fair, I think that was just like that was the best way they could implement them. So I was like, but I do think future games
right.
when they come back, they can actually like full on remake them instead of just like basically
For sure.
combine them. Speaking of ones that feel like Mario Kart 8 remakes, Wii Coconut Mall. Oh, the fan favorite, the classic.
I'm gonna let you lead this because I want to see where you stand on this track before
And
I speak.
also basically the music they used for the first trailer because they knew that it was a fan favorite. I have it
Yep.
in A. I have it in A.
I have it in
Kind of
double S.
upper. Oh, whoa. Okay. So many
This is
people, I
my
will say, so many people give the Booster Course Pass version of this course so much hate. But I'll let you like say your thing first. But I have my like I don't understand the hate.
it's not my favorite version of the track. Like
That's
I will
fair.
always
I
be
can understand that.
nostalgic for the cars going forward and backward in the parking lot.
Which
But
Tor
it
did, which
really
people found funny.
yeah. But it's like sure you can complain about the escalators not being like they were. The course is
To be
so
fair,
pretty.
that's on 7 though. The escalators having arrows. 7
I
started
know.
that, so Tor
But
just
like
continued
just
it.
the vibe of the track is
It's
immaculate. The
so
design is
good.
great. This is like the first time it really feels like you're driving in a mall
Yes,
rather than
I
just like an
agree.
open build.
I that's one
And
thing I always say. The Wii one, people always say the Wii one looked better, but I'm like, it just
Eh,
looks washed out nowadays. I love the color
yeah,
in this one because Coconut Mall is supposed to be tropical. It looks tropical, like you're on a beachside
exactly.
mall, probably set off the coast of Isle Delfino somewhere. Like,
Exactly.
which the
But
Mario
no,
Wiki even says based on Mario Sunshine. So I
yeah.
guess it kind
So
of
no, it's
is.
like Coconut Mall is my favorite track in the series, so I am 100%
Oh,
biased on my placement on this, which is why I put it double S. Like, there's not much they can do in a revision of this track that's gonna make it not my favorite.
honestly, I'll be honest, I prefer the cars doing donuts now. I kind of like that more
I don't
because
mind it.
them going back and forth, it's like, okay, you can kind of predict it, but I still will get hit by those because I'll be driving by them and then they're the.
But that's the thing. It was funny when they were the Miis in the car. When it's just random
that
toads or whatever they
that's
are, it's
fair,
not as fun.
Shy Guys.
Yeah, so it's
I
like
think if they wanted to bring it back again, just keep it like the Booster Cars past one, make them go back and forth, add that third car, put the maze in the cars, and then
yes.
make them do donuts. So it's like a mix of best of both
Yeah.
worlds type of thing. Because personally, I find
But
that
I'm also
better.
but I'm not gonna be the one that asking for it in Mario Kart 10 because it's been in the last
Yeah.
3 straight games. It's
If
gonna
it
get
if
a
it
break.
comes back again next game, it'd be DLC because that's usually what they save the DLC for.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll bring it back as a second time or a third time or whatever.
And that just depends on how long they support the game for after launch, which that's a whole other discussion.
Hopefully, well, I mean, it is like probably their biggest franchise, so they'll probably
Oh,
give it.
100%.
It'll at least get some DLC, at least a little bit.
I hope
Although
they'll
they
take
should,
care of it for a lot of the generation,
although
but
they
we'll see.
should do what Tor did and just do like updates every 2 weeks. That would be, oh,
That would be
that'd be
cool.
such cool way to do it. Also, another criticism I have, I don't like that they swapped the glide ramp and the boost ramp from the 7 and Tour version because in 7 and Tour, the boost ramp is on the bottom path, the boost ramp is on the top. Like
Mhm.
you have to go on the bottom one, and it's weird because the
I
glide
forgot
ramp,
about that.
like you glide, but the turn it like is weird, like because you're gonna hit the
Yeah.
turn unless you land sooner. You have to kind of hold your glider down.
Yeah, it's a little
Unless you do that
awkward.
one shortcut, where you go over the little parking gate, you like hold back on the
Mhm.
glider and you go toward the corner of the parking gate. So whenever I go on the glider,
Yep,
I just do that because I'm like, at least I can land. I don't know
that's
why they
true.
swapped it. It worked better at the bottom because you can just
They're probably being
you glide.
experimental, thought it yeah,
True,
who
but it
knows?
unless they extended that part of the road out more, I think it feels weird. But
Yeah. So I'm
all right,
assuming it's gonna land S tier. You have A, I
yeah,
have double S.
yep.
I can live with that.
I
Okay.
yeah, right in the middle, right in the middle. I think is good. Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah,
if any track's gonna get our first S, it's this
it
one.
has to be. It's fair.
So so far we have Coconut Mall, double S, nothing yet. S, Coconut Mall. Did we have anything in A? We have Paris
Uh,
Promenades in A. Uh,
yes.
and then Choco Mountain and Toad Circuit in B. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Overall decent first cup. Also,
Yeah, it was
I know another reason people that hate Toad Circuit is because it's the second course of the cup. I think
it just
it's only because they want to have all the cities first, but
yeah. Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
just
funny.
it felt weird just to have it there, but I think people are expecting like banger after banger rather than a couple
Yeah.
of just lighter courses there here and there.
I think a good DLC is one that balances out stuff like that. Like you get
Yeah,
some block courses and you get some like fan favorites, which this DLC pretty much did.
exactly. They can't
Okay,
all be fan favorites for
yeah,
better or worse.
that's kind of my reasoning on like Airship Fortress not being there, which we'll get to later. But like,
Yeah.
you know,